So it's been a couple weeks, and I'll be honest with you, I've had a hard time coming up with a good video. I've thought about it, I went through multiple scripts, and I was ultimately left unsatisfied with each one I wrote. So I decided to just take a little break for a while. I was browsing random anime openings on YouTube like I usually do, and I stumbled upon the Barakamon opening. I just decided to give it another listen because I really like the song, and suddenly, memories of my experiences with the show just started flooding back to me. And I thought about how the main protagonist, Honda, and I share really similar struggles. Now, keep in mind, I view myself as an artist. I write opinion pieces, I write discussion pieces, analyses, etc. And even before that, I used to animate. I really enjoy writing, and I want my content to be good. I want to make something that both my audience is satisfied with and something that I'm satisfied with. I also want to keep improving and finding new ways to make my content more interesting. Similarly, Honda is a character who is extremely passionate. While the opening shots within the first episode of Barakamon imply frustration, to me they also imply passion. When Honda is down and in bad spirits, he works on his art. He wants others to see the passion in his art. So when he sees someone who completely criticizes his own work, the art he was so passionate in making, the award-winning piece, he gets upset, he gets angry. He reacts in ways he shouldn't. Keep in mind, the criticism he receives isn't just from some nobody. This is from a well-respected veteran who knows what they're talking about. Similarly, myself and many other artists can be pretty sensitive towards our work, because to us, our work is a part of ourselves. So to criticize our work is to criticize us as individuals. But sometimes one just needs to take a step back, much like Honda had to do in the series. The art we create, much like our individual selves, can always be improved and isn't always consistent. Everyone has their off days, everyone can get stuck in a rut. Humans aren't perfect people, and as such, our art cannot be perfect. Sometimes what we need to do is separate our art from ourselves and just take a break from it. In the case of Barakamon, Honda's father ends up moving him to an island in order to find inspiration and to cool off. As a result, he gets all these new experiences. He grows attached to the people there. And I think that, while simple, it really speaks to what an artist sometimes needs to do in order to grow. Being focused on your art all the time isn't always good, because then you can begin to grow too attached to it, sometimes so much so that your work begins to stagnate. And Barakamon teaches us that sometimes the best inspiration can come from our own changes. We might get this massive masterpiece out of it, we might not. But even if we don't, we can at the very least create something that will help further our love for the art form and motivate us to keep improving. It also shows us that this wait for inspiration shouldn't be long and arduous, it should be fun and rewarding. While Honda lacks a lot of the things he had back in the city, such as his cell phone and a working computer, he still makes good memories by fishing, catching bugs, and going to the mountains, putting away all the stuff that reminded him of the city, reminded him of the place that he's supposed to be getting away from right now. What I find especially commendable about the series is that it manages to teach these lessons using an art form that isn't really talked about too much in anime: calligraphy. It also goes to show us that the struggle of the artist is, in a lot of ways, universal. This isn't just something that happens to people who make contemporary art, like paintings, movies, novels, etc., but also people who make art that's specific to a certain culture. When all's said and done, we're all artists and we can be very passionate, but we also aren't perfect, and inspiration doesn't just happen. We make it happen through what happens to us. Barakamon understands both the artist's struggles and the solutions to said struggles. That's particularly why the show really speaks to me and really remains a favorite of mine. Outside of it being fun and having a really likable cast of characters, of course. These struggles of an artist always happen, but there's always a solution. And Barakamon asks you to find that island, find that place where everything's different, but you still manage to have a fun time out of it. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a like, as well as a comment if you feel so inclined. And if you have yet to already, please be sure to subscribe for more content similar to this in the future.